Here are 10 reasons why the protests by Kenyans may be sending a warning to leaders of other African countries. Hello and welcome to Unbiased with Enito. Rejection of excessive taxation. President Ruto's proposal to introduce a 16% value-added tax on bread and a 25% duty on cooking oil, along with other taxes, sparked outrage among Kenyans. This widespread dissent highlights a collective rejection of excessive taxation, sending a strong message that citizens will not tolerate policies that further burden their already strained finances. Number 2, unified stand against rising cost of living. Kenyans have been grappling with rising costs due to inflation and depreciating Kenyan shilling. The protests demonstrate a unified stand against policies that exacerbate the cost of living, signaling to other African countries that citizens will mobilize against economic measures that lead to increased hardship. Number 3. Demand for fair economic policies. The proposed new annual tax on vehicle ownership and a 16% tax on some financial services and foreign exchange transactions were seen as unfair. Kenya's demand for equitable economic policies resonates across the continent, encouraging citizens in other African countries to advocate for fairer economic practices from their governments. The fourth on the list, opposition to equal tax on essential products. The introduction of an equal tax on products deemed harmful to the environment, including sanitary products and technology items, was met with strong opposition. This resistance underscores the importance of ensuring that environmental policies do not disproportionately impact essential goods, a lesson for policymakers across Africa. The fifth on the list, highlighting the impacts of inflation. The protests have brought attention to the significant impact of inflation on everyday life, with food prices increasing by an average of 13.5% and fuel prices by 12.3% between January 2022 and June 2023. Kenyans are demanding measures to curb inflation. This highlights the need for African leaders to address inflationary pressures effectively. Advocating for economic justice. The outrage against the finance bill reflects a broader call for economic justice. By standing up against policies perceived as unjust, Kenyans are encouraging other African countries to demand economic reforms that promote fairness and equity. Seventh on the list, mobilization for policy change. The scale and intensity of the protests illustrate the power of collective action in influencing policy. This mobilization serves as a blueprint for other African nations, showing how sustained public pressure can lead to a policy reconsideration and change. The eighth on the list, emphasizing government accountability. Kenyans are holding their government accountable for decisions that affect their livelihoods. This emphasizes on accountability and why it is crucial for fostering transparent and responsible governance across Africa. The ninth on the list, challenging government priorities. The protests challenge the government priorities, questioning whether proposed taxes align with the needs and well-being of the population. This scrutiny of governmental priorities is a crucial message for other African countries to ensure that policies are people-centered. And the last on the list, solidarity and shared struggles. The Kenyan protest resonates with broader struggles faced by many African countries, such as economic inequality, high inflation, and unfair taxation. By protesting, Kenyans are showing solidarity with others facing similar issues, inspiring a collective push for change across the continent. In conclusion, the protest in Kenya serves as a powerful message to other African nations about the importance of fair economic policies, government accountability, and the power of collective action in shaping national policies that better serve the populace. Thank you so much for watching Unbiased with Enito. I remain yours truly, Oluwatobi Enito. Goodbye.